Good morning, everyone. I am riding through downtown Hamilton, Montana right now. This is a town in the Bitterroot Valley of western Montana, a little bit south of Missoula. And I'm heading to the mountains, and you might be able to see that there's some snow up there. That is new snow. It snowed overnight. It was a cold night, and I was kind of frozen in my tent. But I survived. That's the main thing. But like I said, I'm on my way to the trailhead. I have, 5 miles of riding to go. I think 2 or 3 of that is actually on a dirt road. I hope the scooter can make it. Guess we'll see. And that car just pulled out in front of me. And this squirrel pulled out in front of me. Man. The road is still wet from when it rained overnight, so again, it'll be interesting to see what the dirt road is like, what the condition of the dirt road is. It did rain on me a bunch overnight, and I stayed dry in my new cheap Amazon tent, if not exactly warm. Okay, I think this is where it goes from paved to dirt, or at least somewhere around here. Around this corner, maybe? Yep. Okay, I'm going to be taking this very carefully and slowly. If you missed the last video, I was going about literally 5 miles an hour on a little gravel road, and the bike slid out from under me, and so I'm not eager to recreate that experience. And if you've missed the last couple of videos, I bought a scooter. This is a 2014 Honda Forza 300, and I'm riding it from my home in western Wyoming up to British Columbia, up to Canada, and seeing beautiful things, doing fun adventures along the way. As far as dirt roads go, this is about as good as it gets. This is nice and hard packed. It's perfect. Nice little waterfall right there. Okay, we made it. The scooter made it to Blodgett Trailhead in Bitterroot National Forest. I don't know if this is the parking, or if there's parking up here further. I know there's a campground up here. Is the trailhead at the campground? Okay. Yeah, this is the campground. I think I need to turn around. Beautiful creek. I think I need to turn around and go back to the hiker trailhead. I'll see you guys there. Look at this beautiful view from the trailhead, and look at this beautiful bright red scooter. I think I've locked up everything about as well as I can. The helmet and the tunnel bag, which is basically empty right now, are locked to the handlebars. The top case is locked. This bag right here, this dry bag, I can't really lock it. It doesn't have any kind of zipper closure. I guess I could lock it to the scooter itself somehow, but I think it'll be fine. Famous last words, right? In here right now is basically food, water, and then my riding jacket and my riding boots. And I think I'm ready to go. Let's hit the trail. This is a fairly popular hike. This is a fairly popular canyon because it's beautiful. I've never been up this canyon before, but there is another lookout over this canyon that you can drive to and then hike to a little bit, and it's spectacular. I'll try to find that footage and put it here. Cassie and I hiked there a few years ago, and so this is fun for me because I've never been up here. And most people who hike up here have never been to what I'm hiking to today, my destination for the day, which is a natural arch high on the side of the canyon. We'll talk about that more as we get closer to it. But for now, we have, I think, a 2-mile hike just along the main trail up through this beautiful canyon. Not too far up the trail is a memorial to Don Mackey, who was a firefighter who died in Colorado in 1994. A wildfire on Storm King Mountain in Colorado killed 14 firefighters, including Don Mackey, who was from this area originally. Just unbelievable scenery here. It's a little bit windy, a little bit blustery, but overall things are going well. The sun is shining, and look at this just gorgeous water. And these gorgeous cliffs with some gorgeous snow up there. This bridge is the major waypoint that I've been looking for. I've been hiking for a couple hours now, and I've gone a couple miles. Let's see. I've been hiking for an hour and 46 minutes, and I've gone 3.5 miles. So to get to the arch is over on this side of the canyon. To get to the arch, I can either stay, oh my gosh, I can see the arch. I didn't realize that. I'll show you that in a second, but there are two ways to potentially get to the start of the climb up to the arch. The first is to stay on the other side of the bridge and bushwhack my way along the riverbank until I'm ready to go up. The other is to continue across the bridge onto the trail that continues up the canyon and then cross back over the creek on a log, which apparently there are several of, and then go hike up the canyon that way. That way has less bushwhacking apparently. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do, but who knows? We'll see what the condition of the logs is along the way. But let me show you this incredible arch. So here's the beautiful bridge over the beautiful creek, and if we look up, we have it right there. So let's zoom in on that thing, and let me adjust the camera. That is incredible. I've never seen an arch quite like that before. Wow. This hike is absolutely worth doing, even if you just hike to this point, hike to this bridge and then turn around. Just a spectacular hike. And that arch is unreal. And it's kind of intimidating because it's a long ways up there. It is not close to the bottom of the canyon. A fair number of people see this arch from here. Very few people actually get up to it. Very, very few. There's really not much information online about how to get up this thing. There's a very little. And the little information that I found said, I think to go another quarter mile roughly up the trail here on this side of the river and then start looking for a log at that point. I've reached, I think, the general area where I'm supposed to cross the creek. We can still see the arch right there. And I think I'm supposed to be going up this talus slope once I get to the other side of the creek. Beautiful, meandering stream right here. Look at that color. That's amazing. What I don't see are logs all the way across. I see, like, you know, partially sunken logs like this. This one goes, you know, 2/3 of the way across, but I'm gonna have to poke around a little bit to find a proper log bridge here. I can't find any log to cross the creek on, so I'm walking back to the bridge. So I'm gonna cross to the other side and then bushwhack my way through the likely cold and wet plants, bushwhack through the wet foliage here to get to the base of that scree slope that I can climb up to the arch. Yeah, like this right here is probably the best log bridge I've seen, but it's just right next to the bridge, so there's no real point. And I think we can take a faint trail off this way. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how long this will last for, but at the start here at least we have a little bit of a footpath. And a dead-ended after about 30 feet, so I think we're just gonna be bushwhacking on our own here. Wish me luck. I'm gonna set the timer on my phone, or set the stopwatch on my phone to see how long this bushwhacking portion takes. Well, could be worse. At least there aren't thorns on these trees. I've been going for 12 minutes through the brush, and I've just emerged on the edge of the creek, the bank of the creek. I didn't really plan this, but the path of least resistance kind of led me here. Although I think I have to dive back into the forest because, oh, yep, my feet just got wet because the ground is turning just watery, marshy here. So, well, is it worth it? Do I get my feet wet in exchange for easier passage? No, I mean, my feet are a little bit wet already, but let's dive back into the forest if we can. Try to keep our feet somewhat dry. Still have hours of hiking left to do. Maybe I should, on the way down, on the way back out of here, fly the drone and see if I can find a better log bridge, maybe somewhere that I didn't look, because that was just really unpleasant. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break here. You might be able to see the arch above me. I'm gonna have a snack, have some water, and then we'll get back to it. But first, let me show you this just incredible view. This is an incredibly beautiful area, an incredibly beautiful hike. Here's looking down canyon at these beautiful cliffs, and the light is really pretty right now too. You can see a little bit of the creek down there, right in the middle. And here's looking across the canyon and up. Just a really epic place. Gotten into more bushwhacking, and it's just pretty miserable, to be honest. It's very slow. It's not fun. I can see why more people don't do this, but I'm committed. We're gonna keep going. I don't think I'm even halfway there from the bottom, so still got a ways to go, unfortunately. doing jumping jacks after flying the drone because I am freezing. It is so cold up here. I got to get the blood flowing to my hands especially. And that hike up was so darn brutal. Just all that bushwhacking. It was so steep and just unpleasant. Man, I don't know if I can recommend this to anyone unless you are, like me, sort of a collector of beautiful obscurities in the western United States, because this is absolutely spectacular. I apologize for the wind noise. It is just ripping through the opening in the arch. I'm getting blasted right now, but look at this thing. That is insane. How this thing is still standing, I have no idea. But this is absolutely incredible. This is a natural wonder for sure. And look at this incredible scenery. Wow. Wow. It's hard to convey the scale of this thing, I think, to you guys, but hopefully you could see me standing underneath it in some of those drone shots. It's surprisingly large. And if you are so inclined, you could haul climbing gear a few thousand vertical feet and like 5 or 6 miles up to this point and climb this thing. It's relatively moderate. It's like 5'7" or 5'8", I think. It'd be amazing to stand on top of this thing. I don't think it gets climbed very often because I don't think there are too many people fool enough to do that hike, because that was so rough. And I am dreading the hike down. And that took longer than I thought it would. Let me read to you the stats here if I can find my phone. Distance 5.3 miles, ascent 2,445 feet, total time 5 hours and 25 minutes. I thought it would take like half that. I thought it would take only a few hours to get here. It's taken much longer. I'm running low on food. I have plenty of water, but I'm kind of irritable because I'm hungry. I'm gonna be fine. I'll be able to make it down. I'm just dreading bushwhacking down those steep slopes in those couple of places. It's gonna be terrible. And so I'm gonna leave you guys with this thing, this beautiful, crazy thing as a backdrop. I'm going to get out of here. I gotta move fast to get out of here before dark. I'm gonna pack up, and I'm not gonna record on the way down. I'm gonna try to cross the creek in a different spot because that lower bushwhacking was just bad. I mean, I really don't want to do that again. Looking at satellite maps and also looking at some drone footage, I think I've found a log bridge that I'm gonna try out, but man, I don't know if it'll work. But I'll see you guys down at the creek crossing. We made it, guys. It took me an hour and 45 minutes to get down, and it took me about 3 hours to go up, not including the half-hour bushwhack from the bridge to the start of that talus slope. So I saved a good amount of time. I found a slightly better way coming down. It still wasn't like super enjoyable, but it was better than all the bushwhacking I did going up. There was still bushwhacking, but it was a little bit more manageable. But I am at the log bridge. Let me show it to you. It's not super confidence inspiring, if I'm honest. The second half looks decent. We have some bigger logs and a couple of them for some stable walking, but this initial section is just essentially this one log right here. And so I don't know if I'll be able to do it without getting wet, but at this point I don't really care because I do not want to backtrack. I do not want to do that initial bushwhacking section again. So one way or another, we're gonna cross right here. And I only want to do this once, and so I don't want to set up my camera and tripod on this side of the stream, cross, and then come back to get the camera and then cross back again. I'm gonna fly the drone to capture this so I don't have to retrace my steps here. I think once will be enough. Okay guys, I'm recording the audio on my phone so you can hear what's happening. So forgive me if this isn't the best in the world. And I have my tripod out as a walking stick if I need it. Oh my gosh. And that's my foot in. Okay, could have been worse. Really, I'm just worried about getting my camera gear wet. I do not want to do that. And so, if I get wet, that's fine. I just hope the camera gear survives. I have good balance, but still, this is nerve-wracking. But I think we're gonna do it. The log is solid. It was just pretty small at the start there. Oh, okay. Hallelujah. Okay, let's finish this up. We did it. My foot is wet up to about my ankle, but that is not a big deal. Woo! From here, there's just one little stretch of bushwhacking to get back to the main trail, and then I'll be home free. And once I get to the trail, I'm gonna celebrate with a snack. This is the last piece of food I have, this little beef jerky thing, so that'll be nice. And then I'm gonna go, if I have enough time, if I have enough daylight, I'd like to get a pizza or a burger or something substantial, because I think I've earned it today. And then I'll meet back up with you guys at camp, which you'll find familiar because it's the same place that I camped at the end of last video. My tent is still set up there. My plan was always to go back to that campsite tonight, so I think this will work out well. So I'll meet you guys back at camp. We did it, guys. We made it back to camp and everything was fine in my absence. No one messed with the tent or anything. And there's not much inside that could have been messed with. I left my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag here, and then there were things like stuff sacks and a water bottle, so nothing too crazy. I figured that even if someone did come by and ransack my camp, I wouldn't be in too much trouble. So thankfully, we don't have to deal with that problem. But we do have to deal with another problem. I got back to the scooter and turned it on and saw that this orange light was on. That is the oil change light. And two more things really quick before we get back to the scooter. First, I don't think I've said what the name of that arch was. It's called Horsehead Arch, in case you were wondering. I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier in the video. And then for dinner, as far as dinner went, I went to Subway. I didn't really have time for anything more than that, so I went to Subway, then I went to a gas station and got a Reese's, and that was my dinner. So, back to the scooter. By itself and in a vacuum, an oil change light isn't a big deal. The problem is that I just got the oil changed in this thing about 700 miles ago. The service intervals for this scooter are 8,000 miles, and so something is wrong somewhere. If it's a simple fix, great. If it's like a few $100s, great. I'll pay that. Hopefully we can get it fixed soon, and then we can get back on the road. If it's much more than that, I mean, this scooter was only $2,000 something. It's not worth putting much more than that into it, much more than a few $100s into it. And so, if it comes back as something major that's wrong, we're gonna have to reassess what our plans are as far as this trip and as far as the old scooter over there goes. So we have that to look forward to in the next video. I'm gonna go drive to Missoula, which is like an hour and a half away, I think, in the morning, and hopefully I can be first in line there at the counter right when they open and see if they can get me in and out pretty quick, but you never know. Anyway, as far as today's adventure went, what a wildly beautiful place, what an incredibly beautiful place that was, and what a royal pain in the rear end it was to get up to that arch. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was. I mean, that was a crazy arch. It looked like a glitch in the Matrix. It looked like it had been rendered wrong. Like, it just looked so improbable that it looked fake. And you know, that's something that very few people get to see up close, and so I'm happy that I was able to go there. I don't necessarily recommend it. If you watched this video and thought, that looks awesome, I have to go see that, more power to you. I hope you enjoy the hike up there more than I did. The hike through the canyon, stunning. One of the best hikes of that kind, I think, in the country. Even if you don't want to hike up to that arch, just hike the 2 miles into that bridge. And I mean, that is a fantastic hike. And good luck to you if you want to go much beyond that as far as going up the side of the canyon. The main trail in the bottom of the canyon keeps going for miles and miles, and I've never done that, so I'll have to come back when the weather's a little bit better, when it's a little bit warmer, and do that hike and share it with you guys. But I hope you enjoyed the day's adventures. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.